Scott Smith. I'm the Executive Director of the Staal Foundation Open. On behalf of our team, I'd like to welcome everybody here today and thank you all for coming. It's great to see a good turnout. Special thanks to Mayor Hobbs and the City of Thunder Bay for hosting our conference this morning, or this afternoon. Also, I'd like to recognize some of our audience here today. Norm Gale, City Manager for the City of Thunder Bay. Brian McKinnon, one of our City Councillors, thank you for coming. We've got lots of partners in the crowd today from our charities, our committee chair members, board members, thank you very much for supporting us this afternoon. Special thanks to all of our media partners. They've been a great support of our event and we appreciate all the work they've done. I'd like to thank the Staal family for all their support, our sponsors, our partners. Without all these people, events like this do not happen, and for that we're truly grateful. Today we're excited to be up here embarking on our third year, and it's been a fun ride to this point, and we're looking forward to this year. The event's going to take place out at Whitewater, obviously in the Oliver Paipoonge community, and it's going to happen from July 11th through to the 17th this year. Our mission statement and our core mission of this event was always about, it's really about bringing the economic activity to Thunder Bay and to promote our region, as well as support and promote charities. And we've been, I think, in my opinion, we've been very successful on this so far, and it's all thank you to the people from Thunder Bay. Reflecting back, in 2015, the Staal Foundation donated over $190,000 to charity, and so far, the 2 years that we've been operating, it's over $320,000, and I think the City of Thunder Bay definitely deserves a big round of applause for this. Thank you very much. But we also knew, you know, other than the charity side of it, we knew the economic activities were very important. And to kind of clarify what those activities brought to the Northwestern Ontario, we did a STEAM report in 2015. And we're going to invite Scott Pritchard from the PGA Tour to come up and talk a little bit about those numbers and what exactly a STEAM is.
Great. Thank you. Well, it's great to see a good turnout. Usually I'm on the other side of the lens peeking in on these news conferences and hearing all the clapping, but it's great to see a great turnout here, which is what we've come to expect from the PGA Tour, from everyone in Thunder Bay. So as Scott alluded to, one of the key mandates for the PGA Tour, and in particular Mackenzie Tour, PGA Tour Canada, is to make a positive impact in the communities in which we play. And at the end of the year last year, we got a report delivered from what's called the Canadian Sport Tourism Alliance. And the Canadian Sport Tourism Alliance created a economic impact study, or economic impact model, which is called the Sport Tourism Economic Impact Model, which Scott referred to as STEAM, which it's called in short. And we did a STEAM Pro, and want to thank John Cameron and his fellow colleagues at the City of Thunder Bay. During the course of the tournament week, we conducted nearly 500 surveys. So John and his team went out and did surveys with players, did surveys with spectators, all the various constituents that came out to the tournament. And so we gathered all that data, we sent it back to the Canadian Sport Tourism Alliance, and they put all the numbers in the model, and the number came back at an economic impact of $4 million for the province of Ontario, with a direct impact of $2.8 million to Thunder Bay, which is a significant economic impact, in particular for our tour. We've done 3 of these impact studies. We did one in Cape Breton in 2013, we did one in Calgary in 2014, and I'm proud to say that in 2015 we reached our highest number of 4 million here in Thunder Bay. So, and what that really means is that the tournament in particular, Scott and his staff did a good job of getting the word out about the tournament, not only in Thunder Bay, but in surrounding areas. So we saw of the spectators that came, 20% of them were from out of town, which is very significant. And that includes players and their families, definitely, but also includes people from Minnesota, Duluth area, and the sort of greater region in Northern Ontario. So again, a job well done on behalf of the tournament, and I know that Scott and his team are working on new ideas to get more people into Thunder Bay, including some key partnerships with various activities that are happening in the city. And we see that a lot at our tournaments, and the tournament here definitely leads the way at creating partnerships with different entities that aren't necessarily golf. The tournament here does a really good job of attracting families and kids and people that aren't what we would consider core golfers. So again, a testament to the job that they've done. So some of the highlights of the economic impact study, there was 14,000 people in attendance for the week. 5,500 of them were unique visitors, so we had a lot of repeat customers that came to the tournament, which is obviously a good thing. It meant that people from out of town came and stayed overnight, which the number we had, it was approximately 3 nights stayed on average for out of town spectators that came to the event, which is great. The tournament supported 25 jobs in Ontario for a total of $767,000 in wages, and of course, as Scott mentioned, the $190,000 for charity. From a tour perspective, the Thunder Bay event continues to overwhelm us or do great things. We were so proud of what you guys have been able to accomplish here. The different things that our players get to do during the tournament week, going to Fort William Historical Park has been a pleasure for them. And I just wanted to share a real touching story before I finished off here. Each week we do a television show which airs on Global in Canada, as well as TSN and RDS in Quebec. And this year we went to the Thunder Bay Regional Health Sciences Center with two players at the Tamarack House, and they visited with some of the staff and learned about some of the various things that were happening there. And they also got to visit with a patient that was there. And I came to learn last night, unfortunately, that patient had passed away. But a real testament to the type of players and young professionals that are playing on our tour. Those players, and this was unbeknownst to us, we had nothing to do with it. They found out about that this gentleman had passed away and sent letters up to Thunder Bay recently with their condolences to the family of the gentleman that passed away, which I thought was truly touching and a real testament to the kind of people that play our tour. And you guys see it. I mean, you're there, the transportation crew, taking these guys all around town. They love it. And when they go back home during the winter, and they talk about the highlight of the year, a lot of them would say that Thunder Bay was the highlight of the year for them. And we conduct a player survey, and I won't get into the full details, but I can tell you that Thunder Bay is high on the list of the players, and it's definitely high on our list as well. We love Thunder Bay, we love coming here, we appreciate the support from the city, and we look forward to a great event in 2016. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. In 2015, we enjoyed a substantial increase in all factors of our tournament, and the main contributing factors to this is the partnerships that we develop, and it's both on and off the courses. We partner with a lot of community events to help promote them and help to cross-promote between these, because I think that's important, and I think the message we tried to send out right early on in this event is that we want to work with other events to help create a reason for people to come into the city. And we plan on continuing to do that and strengthening our relationships with good partners from the city and a lot of the event organizers within the community. And this year we've got lots of things in the works, and we're going to be announcing a lot of great partnerships. And I think that this year, Scott talked about the out-of-town guests, I think we're going to put it over the top this year, and I think that economic impact number is going to go a little higher. So we would like today is to bring up Keith Mayor Hobbs, which is, the city is one of our great partners, and we would like him to say a few words.
Hey, first off, Scott, how can you top Bob York right there? No way you can do it, but I'm challenging you to it. So welcome, Scott, to PGA. It's awesome to see you again. It's great to see so many people here. Councillor McKinnon, we already had a shout out, Norm Gale. I'm excited about Norm because Norm is a sports fan, albeit he's a Philadelphia Flyers fan, which isn't fit into this, but we'll be okay with that. Scott, I just can't say enough about what you've done for the city of Thunder Bay. Scott came to see me about 4 years ago, I guess, at my office, and told me about this idea to bring the PGA to Thunder Bay, and floated it by me and said, what do you think? And I said, it's a no-brainer. It's definitely a no-brainer, and sure enough, three tournaments later, it's a no-brainer. $3 million into our economy, but it's a lot more than that. Our strategic plan talks about being our best that we can be as a city. We recently had hometown hockey here in Thunder Bay, and I spoke with Ron McLean, and he's talking about all the hockey players, and especially the Staals. They did a feature on the Staal brothers, and Ron and I talked about the Staal Foundation and the tournament. He knows about it. It's nationally known for sure, and internationally with all the people that come here. I want to thank Firedog as well, and I want to thank James from Net News Ledger and the media for being here, because without the media, we don't get that exposure. But what it does for charity as well, you know that Thunder Bay is a leader in raising funds for the United Way, and we are a generous community, and this is another chance to highlight that generosity, and we do that in a big way. Apparently I have to putt later on, and I see I don't have a left-handed putter here. Somebody didn't do their research, but I'll do it right-handed. But I just want to again thank Scott and all the numerous volunteers. When I see volunteers in the audience, if we didn't have the volunteerism that we have, this event would never happen. So thank you to the citizens of Thunder Bay. You have my pledge at City Council are behind you again this year, and in future years we hope that we can extend this for infinity as far as I'm concerned, because it's a great fit for our city. So Scott, having said that, thanks again, thank you to your team, and keep up the great work, because you're making a huge difference.
Thank you. Another key ingredient to the success of an event like this is the partners and the sponsors that get involved with an event like this. Sponsors that share a community-focused vision and want to help connect residents and businesses of Northwestern Ontario to the Staal Family Foundation. With that, I'm delighted to introduce to you Katie from Tbaytel, who's our presenting sponsor, and they've been a great partner to the event, and we look forward to continued working with them.
Wow, there is a lot of you here. Thanks so much for coming today and giving me a few moments just to say hello. I do bring greetings from Dan Tokatai, who wasn't able to be here today, but it's my pleasure to represent Tbaytel and all of the staff to pledge our support for this year's tournament. It does mean that July is just around the corner, which is awesome. And I know it's warmed up a little bit, but July sounds a heck of a lot better than January. So it's nice to see that we're already getting the ball rolling on this year's event. So we know that the last two tournaments have been an enormous success. So we've been happy to be along for the ride, quite frankly. It's so great to see this kind of event that is not only supporting charities in our community, it's also supporting local golf development, as well as the economic impact, and all of those outcomes are really why Tbaytel is supporting this event. Part of our guiding principles is to make sure that we are as involved and supportive as we can be to create healthy and vibrant communities. And we certainly see that the result of this tournament is doing just that. And we know that the Staal family and the Staal Foundation also epitomizes those guiding principles, and certainly that's the kind of thing that Tbaytel wants to be involved in and likes to see as part of the success of our region. So again, thank you all so much for coming today. We're really looking forward to this year's tournament and all the new and great things that are going to be planned. And we wish all the organizers best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. I've been privileged to work with some of the most talented and passionate people in organizing and running this event, and I truly mean that. If you get the chance to meet our crew, our committee chairs, our board members, and all the volunteers that show up, there's, you see the passion and the commitment that they give. Without people like that, events like this, again, wouldn't take place, and it's truly been amazing. To ensure continued growth and our vision, you have to keep on growing that team, and you have to reach out, and there are a lot of great people in this community, and we've been lucky enough to latch on to quite a few of them. And today I'd like to introduce that Gary Woodbeck has come on board as a director. Now I know a lot of you know Gary. Gary's been very supportive of the community. He's been a big volunteer. He's worked with the Blues Fest. He's worked with the Miles with the Giant. He's a past president of the Chamber of Commerce. So he knows how to get things done. And to set up a marathon in one day and make that go, it takes a lot of organizational skills. So I'd like Gary to come up and say a few words.
Thanks for the kind words, Scott. As most of you that know Scott know that he's very efficient, so he said I had 1 minute, so I guess that's it. Anyhow, I'm really excited to come aboard. I know a lot of the committee chairs, they're very good people. The organization is very well run. I'm just coming aboard, hopefully to help in any way I can. I have to thank the City of Thunder Bay, the Municipality of Oliver Paipoonge for all their input, and I'm just really excited and looking forward to making this year as successful as the last 2 years have been. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Gary. And you will do it. But you're not going to make it as successful, you're going to make it more successful.
I didn't want to spray.
Finally, communications. I had no concept of what it took to run the communications for an event like this. And over the past 2 years, I just go, wow, it's a big project. So it's probably one of the most important, and Katie will attest to this, it's probably one of the most important parts of an event like this is to communicate of what's going on and some of the successes. And to be successful, it takes a community-minded business to partner and offer their services for something like this and their expertise to achieve the visions that we want to achieve for this event. So we're pleased to announce today that Stephanie Ash and the Firedog team have graciously offered to come on board to help the Staal Foundation with this project. And again, another example of a community partnership and business that is really giving a lot back to the community. And we're so grateful to have them aboard, and we're already probably driving them a little nuts in the last week getting this going, but you know what? I'm just so thankful that they've come on board, and we're going to have a lot of fun working with them. I'd like Stephanie to come up and say a few words.
Thank you, Scott. Well, I got the opportunity to be at the event last year, and it was just a phenomenal event, and I met Scott and most of the team. So when I got the call from him to say, can I come and meet you, like he does with a lot of people, I hoped that he was going to ask us to get involved somehow. And so when the ask came, I was delighted to have the opportunity and that they thought of us to get involved in the event. But I did say, well, it's not just me. And it's a big project, as Scott mentioned, and we all know. So I said, I need the full support of the Firedog team. So I said, you're going to have to let me get back to you. So I brought it to our team, and obviously it requires a lot of commitment from everybody at the office, and they were just delighted to have the opportunity to get involved. So thank you. We're excited. We're excited about where we can take this event, and it really does tie with the values that we have at Firedog, giving back to the community and taking this community to the next level. So let's get going. Let's get started.
Thank you, Stephanie. I don't know if she knows what she's in for, but we're going to have fun.
I was feeling.
So I want to say, everybody asked me, and Leith is looking over there and go, who are the celebs this year? I want to promise you something. I mean, we had Bobby Orr last year, so as Mayor Hobbs says, you know, it's going to be hard to top that one. But I'm going to let you know that we've already solidified some big contracts for this year. You know, are they as big as Bobby Orr? Well, you'll wait and see. But yeah, we have a great roster coming into town. And the best thing is, these celebrities come into town, and you know what? They call me to ask if they're going to be invited back. So that's something that's kind of unheard of in that world of recruiting celebrities. So I must say, they get treated well when they're here. They enjoy coming to Thunder Bay. They love the golf course, and they want to come back. So we've got lots of great surprises this year, I'm going to tell you that. But anyway, we'll have maybe a poll out there, who's gonna make it. But we've got some great things. We had some great events last year that people loved, like the RBC Executive Women's Day, presented by Pandora. Huge success, sold out in 2 weeks. This year we're going to be back at that. We've got the commitment from RBC. Murray Wahlberg he's full on this. The other one was the Brett Cleverton golf show. A lot of people had a lot of fun. Maybe the stalls didn't have a lot of fun because they looked pretty bad up there. But we're going to give them a chance to redeem themselves, and maybe we'll invite some of the media out to maybe partake in that little event. So he's going to be back in town. The Jumbotron, people love that. They love looking at themselves on the big screen, so that's going to be back in town. We've got a lot, like I said, we've got a lot of celebrities coming in for this, and so it's going to be pretty exciting. Also, our focus is really making it a big activity down there for the whole family. There is going to be a golf game going on behind, but we're going to have we've got some great surprises this year you're going to really be excited about. And you know, usually when I say that, it makes me commit to doing it. So I promise it's going to be an exciting time down there. So lots of things on the go, and we'll give you some highlights as the year goes along. But to officially tee it off for 2016, to tee off the Staal Foundation Open presented by Tbaytel and say thank you for the city, we have a little presentation for the city and Mayor Hobbs that we would like to do right now. Come on up. The little engraved thanking you for your partnership.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome. Wrong hand.
I'll have to get this to the city clerk. This is great. Thanks very much. And we'll put this in a place of honor.
Kate, we're not letting you walk away. We're going to have the official tee on. So, we're going to let the mayor try backhanded.
There's some bumps up the end.
It's a tricky call.
Scott, can you guys get close to him there?
I'm going to go cross-handed here.
Go in the hole!
Oh! That was a mulligan.
Like the roads, just a little short.
The beers. Hit the line. Hit the line.
That's a pretty good effort.
Okay, this wraps it up for today. I want to again thank everybody for coming out, and thank you again for all your support. And we look forward to seeing you out on the course this summer. Thank you very much.